Hey, what's up, Eric? This is a quick demo video for you for the custom Scrapflex that I made. So this is installed with a Proffie. I really appreciate you picking this up. It does have a lot going on with it. It started from a 2.0 Grapflex kit. I got this handle from my good friend Cole Weathers. He's doing a lot of laser etching lately. This was a handle that he practiced on, if I can focus in on it. He sent it to me to do a project. So it's very cool to be able to utilize this in the project itself or in the Scrapflex. It's a little bit of a longer handle than what you would imagine seeing on a typical saber, but I wanted that longer handle so that I could do some stuff with the chassis. All right. It is a 2-button setup, so your 2 switches are over here on the clamp card. You've got tactile switches located underneath this clamp card. All right, so the front here, that's power. The back over here, that's auxiliary. All right, your blade retention screw is actually this guy right here. All right, to get to your chassis, what you want to do is you want to grab the saber by here. Now, I've got this clamp on here super tight. It shouldn't move on you, but it's not something that you want to grab and put torque against, all right? Because if you put enough force on it, it will turn and you don't want it to do that. So just grab the saber from up here by the emitter and the bunny ears and unscrew the handle, all right? And once you do that, you can just kind of, it'll come right off. With the handle, I put an MHS adapter on here, so this is what helps it screw into that 2.0 core. I weathered the handle with aluminum black, and then I went over it with a brass patina. This is aluminum, all right, but I did machine the pommel out of brass, and it has a little spacer in there that presses up against the speaker when the handle's on. Now, I'm not quite going to send this off to you yet because you had asked me to add a brass Covertech to this. I ordered it from Great Lakes Saber Company on Etsy. Should be here later this week. I will be gone this coming weekend. If it comes while I'm gone, though, I'll get it done first thing Sunday or Monday morning. All right, so that's what we're waiting on. But that's what I did to the handle here. Also weathered up the pommel. Left it wide open for sound, which is something I like to do. All right, so we'll put that off to the side. The chassis I spent a long time on. So this inner core here is aluminum. I machined this crystal chamber out of aluminum. The upper and lower crystal holders are aluminum that I machined. It holds a real quartz crystal in there. So the crystal itself has its own accent Neopixel. But then I put a strip on the outside of the chamber here and another one over here, but inside the brass sleeve, so to give it some extra shine through. All right. This does have an external kill switch, which is really cool. You don't have to take the handle off to turn the saber on. The brass sleeve is something I also machined. Did some milling work to it. I do attach it with a single M3 grub screw. If I can find it, I'll show it to you. It's hidden pretty well. There it is right there. So, small guy right there. All right, that's what holds it on. If you ever needed to take this brass sleeve off in the future for some maintenance, you could loosen that screw and slide this off and it would come right off. All right, your battery, this one is an 18350 removable battery. So that's what your battery compartment looks like there. Of course, I got these 2 LED strips on either side. It was just something I was playing around with, something I wanted to try out. So we'll put your battery back in there. The battery, of course, will come with the saber. One thing you can do if you ever need to get to the board is this is a speaker pod, and it is also held on with an M3 screw, which is right here. All right, so I'm going to take this and loosen it over my desk. I got to get the right Allen key first. So let me loosen this over my desk real quick so I don't lose it because it is a tiny set screw. But once you take that out, you can grab your speaker pod and you can pull it out. It does have one magnet on it. It's a little bit larger of a magnet than I typically use. I just wanted to try these out and see how I liked them. But when you take that off, you've got access there to your SD card and your micro USB. All right, so we're going to put that back on, line up those magnets, let it fall into place just like that. All right, and then you'll see a hole in the speaker pod right there for that M3 screw. So you can also match up that hole on the outside of the brass sleeve. Let me put that in real quick. It was my original intention to not have that M3 screw there and just hold the speaker pod in with the magnet. I didn't like the way that it was holding, so I just went ahead and added that extra piece right there. All right, so that is what it looks like. So machined brass, machined aluminum, everything weathered, speaker pod, 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. We'll come over here and we can flip the kill switch on from here. I've got these at a slow turbine. This comes with the K-Sith sound font dissonance. And then when we turn on, I try to make that look like some broken circuitry back there. But you've got to cut out on both sides for the crystal chamber so you can see it from either side. This ramps up to a fast turbine. It does react to the auxiliary. I did not put twist motions. You asked me to take those off, so there's no twist off here. You have to use the switches, which is what you wanted. All right, so we're going to put this handle back on. Slide right on here. Go ahead and lock it down. All right, we're going to go ahead and put a blade in. So what we want to do is come over here and just back this up a little bit. I am sending you a 7/8 inch blade. It is very comparable to this, although it's not this exact one. It's about the same size and it's brand new. I make them. All right, so wanted you to have a little something extra to be able to play around this guy. But we're going to want to squeeze the bunny ears. Throw our blade in. Could be a little tight. Throw it down until it stops, and then you can screw this down. We're going to come over here. I have to do it with my pinky. You may want to grab a tool or something, but you can turn it on from here. All right, and then just hit power. So you light up a 7/8 inch blade very well. I gave you this particular blade style is a smoke blade. Kind of a beefy boy. But it sounds very good. Auxiliary. Blade lock up. Again. Gotta get a flash on class. Blaster bolts is just tapping auxiliary. Blade lock up is holding it down and hitting the saber. And you'll see that in your blade. Straight up and down it's closer to the emitter, and then as you go like this, it moves towards the middle of the blade. And then when you want to turn it off, you can turn it off from right here. And it does it just like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the blade out of this guy. I will put this off to the side until your Covertech wheel gets here. One extra thing. This is two extra things. This is a little vintage knob I got off of a Canon X or Canon Y. I can't remember where I got it, but yeah, it's just there for aesthetics. I thought it was pretty cool, so I shoved it in there. All right. This saber does come with a blade, like I said, and then one of these very cool stands that my buddy Warren makes me. I just have this part to show you right now, but there is a base that this sits on, and then all of these adjustable legs come with it, so you can adjust the width from where they sit from each other, the height of each side, so that your saber sits nice and level. This is made out of steel, so you could powder coat this. If you wanted, you could heat stain it as well. So if you want to take a torch to this, it takes heat staining very well. All right, so all of that will be in your box when I get this out to you. Really appreciate you picking up this personal project of mine, and we will talk to you later. Thanks, man.